Hey, Mattress Industry Network. Hey, it's been a moment, Midas. It's been a moment since we've done this, so this is going to be kind of cool. We're going to get started with a special vendor presentation. So we're going to connect with Spencer from TraxSales. Of course, my light would go out right there as I just talked to my landlord. Damn sensor lights killing me. Um, so we're going to talk with Spencer from Trackwell. We're going to talk about data and the importance of what data can mean to your business and all that. So, welcome, Spencer.
Hey, how are you doing? Steve, again, thank you for the introduction. I'm Spencer. I'm with TraxSales. Clarify that part. And what we'll dive in today is a very unique software. I mean, it's around data, but more importantly, it's around the most important asset to any mattress dealer, and that's just the number of customers, walking into your store each day.
So I hit the links. So we've got the link. You're smart enough to use a QR code. There it is. We've got the link there. Um, so tell me a little bit about uh, track sales and how it works. Maybe not how much it works, but why you think it's important for store owners.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, any retailer, their bloodline is customer foot traffic. So what we do best at Trax is actually letting you see every single customer that walks in throughout the day. The importance of this is that it creates an accountability aspect. So your sales team, and you're going to be able to see it, they're going to see exactly how many people each salesperson engages with, what happens with that opportunity, such as were they sold, unsold, did they capture any contact information from them, and allow you to manage your team with actual data. Not guesses, not your team telling you, hey, we didn't have any customers today. You're going to see exactly what happened each and every day using the Track software.
So I think this is, it's a vital, a lot of store owners say, well, there's only two of us. I'm a single store operator. There's only two of us. We know exactly how much traffic we get. And
Mhm.
so I learned this the hard way, right? When I first put in a camera tracking system in December, I realized I was full of shit, right? So
Yep.
I learned that I was lying to myself and that I had been probably for years, right? I have books. I mean, I showed you, I'm not in my office, my other office, where I'd pull out all my books of my data for the years. I've been a stickler for tracking, right? We have a book,
Mhm.
we write everybody down. Everybody that comes in gets tracked, whether it was, you know, sell or no sale. We were keeping track. Never had below a 50% close rate ever in the history of my business.
Yep.
And then December came where I put the camera system in, and all of a sudden we had a 38% close rate. And I
Yep.
realized I had been full of shit for years. I have
Mhm.
no idea of how bad I had been lying to myself. And it's simple to do, right? It's simple.
Mhm.
We learned this a few weeks ago. Uh, you get these sales holidays, during Memorial Day. My guys, they had 9 customers in 17 minutes, right?
Mhm.
How on earth do you track that if you don't
Mhm.
have a system in place? You can't. There's nobody
No.
that can. And I mean, good problem to have. Woo, you had 9 customers in 17 minutes, right? But what that helps us do, the important data that I pull from it, right, is that I've learned and I've hired accordingly. We were completely understaffed on Sundays. Completely understaffed on Sundays. Sundays
Mhm.
have been kicking our ass. Our close rate has been garbage. And it's not because my guy sucks. It's because
Mhm.
I'm giving him more than he can handle, right? And it
Yep.
and it might only be, hey, we may only get 7 customers or 5 customers on Sunday. It just happens that
Mhm.
they all happen to come in at the exact same time or within 10 minutes.
Exactly. Being able to align your staffing to actual customer demand is a great way to honestly just take advantage of the customers you already have coming into the store. Because to your point, a lot of people think I need to spend more money in marketing. I need to get more people into my store. But what happens if you are getting that increase in footfall, you are getting customers, you're just not staffed properly or you're just not able to close them. So having a people counting system, be able to actually see who's coming in, what time they come in, align it with staffing, you're able to make those improvements. You're able to actually manage. Like our saying here, and a lot of people use this saying to be fair, but if you can't track it, you can't manage it. And you certainly
No,
can't improve it.
I mean,
That's
in the
the last
most
part we
vital
have.
number, right? The most vital number in our industry, the only number that matters. And I mean, I would argue this when I think to the death of my business. Anyway, there's only one number that matters, right? How many
Mm-hmm.
times that door swings.
Yep.
Everything we do is based off of how many times that door swings. It comes down to we merchandise according to how many times that door swings, right? We market to how many times that door swings, and we
Yep.
hire and train. Everything we do revolves around one number. Why the hell wouldn't you track it
Mm-hmm.
accurately, right? Accurately track that number.
Exactly.
And your system, I mean, your system is a great way to do that. And there's a lot of people. I was talking to somebody yesterday actually, and they're like, "Oh, well, we put some cameras in our store." I'm like, "Well, that's a start, right? Like,
Yep.
it's good to be able to see that your employees are interacting with people or whatever, but it is not the same. Tell me why."
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, first off, camera feed, great, but what are you going to do at the end of each day? Are you just going to open up your security system and review the events that took place? Whereas with TraxSales, what's fantastic about us is that you have a time-stamped photo of every single customer that walks in. And each salesperson assigns themselves to their opportunity, right? So not only do you see who comes in, you know who spoke with them, and you know the end outcome of that engagement. You're not searching for how many customers came in. You're opening one report, and you're going to see, hey, I had 7 customers today. We sold 2 of them, right? You have the data right in front of you. You're not searching for it. You're not opening a security feed. Instead, we're giving you actionable information. You don't have to calculate anything. Our system gives you the data, and you take the action.
No, and I think for guys like me, I mean, we have so all my employees get a scorecard, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so this is also a cool feature that you have
Mm-hmm.
built in, but separate than what I specifically do. But all my
Mm-hmm.
employees get a scorecard at the every end of every month, and we base it on we're tracking your conversion ratio, we're tracking, you know, your sales per opportunity, right? Um,
Exactly.
Super vital numbers, and your system helps do that. You want me to share the screen?
Yeah, if we want, we can share the screen and I can show them exactly what we're doing, right?
All right.
Give them an actual look into it. Don't mind the demo photos, right? I did not choose these photos, not showing you guys an actual location, but I just want to give you guys an idea of how this works. In real time, as people come in, we are going to capture that timestamp photo of the individual. So you're going to be able to see exactly who they are and go into the photo. And I'll show you an example of a real photo right here through our shipping office rather than opening a real client. As you can see here, we have a quite literally a photo of the individual breaking the entrance so you can see who they are, what time they came in, and most importantly, again, what happened with that opportunity. So you got myself assigned. Did I sell the opportunity? Sure. What category got them there? What marketing source did they see? And a bunch of different information that you can enter as well, such as contact, setting reminders, notes, and any reasons for them not making the sale. And you just hit confirm sell, and you're done with that opportunity. And if you're somebody like Steve, you can integrate your point of sale platform with us, and that allows you to simply click on the photo and enter the information without having to do anything. It's a one-click integration. You can assign sales data directly to the opportunity. But one of my favorite things here is being able to open the track system. And this is a demo on here, and getting your KPIs for the day. Again, you're not searching for anything when you open the platform. You'll instantly know what your conversion ratio is, how many people came in, and how many sales were made. And over time, we're not only giving you your traffic, your historical traffic, you're able to review your performance, but we're going to give you predictions based on your actual performance. So for today, this retailer is expecting 45 opportunities, 8 sales, 17.8% conversion ratio, and a revenue of $1,700. So there's no guesswork going into a day. You know what to expect based on historical data, right? So the management team has the tools they need to make those
And the
improvements.
more data it has, the more accurate it is.
Exactly, exactly. The longer we're tracking your store's performance, the better it gets. And it's not just data again. So like if I go to the report section, let's check out one of our favorite ones here underneath the conversion tab. So we come down to what I call the conversion heat map. We're going to highlight your best performing days for conversion ratios. We're going to highlight your lowest performing days, your best performing hours, your lowest performing hours, and then we're even going to give you a heat map showing you exactly where customers are coming in and when you're converting them, right? So it's not just going to be, let me pull up another demo account, see if we get some better graphs here. Let's see. There we go. So you can see exactly when people are coming in. So like for the last 30 days, I can see Wednesday at 9 a.m. I had 20 people come in and I sold seven of them, giving me a 35% conversion ratio. And in fact, I just had a major mattress retailer reach out to me for this exact report because they're going to base their hours off of this. Basically, where people are coming in, when are they converting, and the hours no one's coming in, no one's being closed. They're simply just going to remove those hours from their scheduling. They'll close earlier, they'll open later, whatever it
So
might be
you
to save
just
on
you just hit
overhead.
on a vital point, right? So one of the
Mm-hmm.
questions I get pretty commonly, hey, how do I know what my store hours should be? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So for years we've tried to manually do it. Like, okay, well, I mean, it's just shoot and adjust, right? Shoot and adjust. So we'll close at 7 o'clock, see what happens. We'll stay open to
Mm-hmm.
8 o'clock, see what happens. Stay open to 9 o'clock, see what happens. This way, and then the only number you can really judge that on is sales, and then we can't even judge it properly on sales because we don't know if that customer, if you changed your hours, would really come in at a different time
Mm-hmm.
or a different day, right? So
Yep.
this gives you a good chance to say, hey, look, like maybe we might miss one customer between 7 and
Yep.
8 p.m., but we've only had one customer between 7 and 8 p.m. for the
Yep.
last 30 days. Why
Yep.
the hell are we staying open to 8? And even if we do, maybe we focus on, and this is something I learned, like, I mean, my store personally, one of my guys got a bad review for this because
Mm-hmm.
he was a jackass and the customer came in 10 minutes before close and didn't get the attention they needed.
Yep.
Um, and so we can look at that conversion ratio and we can adjust our sales staff mindset at the same time. We're say, hey,
Yep.
look, dude, you are not converting. You haven't sold anything between 6 and 7 p.m. Are you too worried about going home?
Yep. No, you hit it right on the bell. So, like again, demo data, but it captures exactly what you're saying. So I'm looking for 6 p.m. here, and let's say you do see 0% closing ratio across the entire week. Let's say you're closing at 7. So that could be a sign that when people come in close to closing, the sales team just kind of zones out. They're not engaging properly. They're not trying to close those opportunities. And if you find out that you have, let's say, over 10% of your footfall coming in through those last hours and you're simply not converting, then it's definitely a staffing issue, right? And not just being understaffed, but even, potentially who's working those, specific hours.
Yeah, or an opportunity. I mean, I
Yep.
always the punishment for me, the first thing I think of is, okay, you don't want to help that customer at 6:50. Well, then we're going to close at 8 o'clock,
Yep.
right? Like
Exactly.
you're not going to cost me much more by being open that extra hour. If you
Mhm.
don't want to help that customer at 6:50 because we close at 7, I'll be open till 8.
Mhm. No, absolutely, absolutely. Because you got to, I mean, if maybe it's that pressure, right? Well, we're closing, so I got to pressure this person into a cell or get them out of the store. So extending hours definitely will assist in that. And when it comes to just overall planning, like we won't dive into too much right now, but I just want to show you guys exactly the type of data you'll get with us. And of course, one of the core ones again is the traffic. So you're going to be able to come in here, look at your daily footfall, 7-day average, 30-day average. You can look at it with just your weekdays highlighted, or even just your weekend, so your Saturday and Sunday trend performance. That way the weekday data isn't influencing your overall metrics. But one of my favorite things in the mattress space, honestly, furniture in general, is there's a lot of sell events that take place. So one of the main features that my clients use is that they add their events to our platform. So if you have a sales promotion coming up, let's say the 4th of July, July 4th, you would enter that into our platform, select the date range for when you're starting that event. Let's say you're starting the event or the week of, and we will compare your traffic and sales performance of this event to all of your historical data. So when we pass through this event, you're going to be able to see, did you increase in footfall? Did your closing ratio increase? And did your revenue increase on average? Because if it didn't, then your marketing and your event strategy honestly didn't pay off if it just stays stagnant and you're running around the same. So it's a fantastic way for you running, whether it's a 4th of July event or just a standard sales promotion that you guys are hosting. You enter that into the track system and will gauge the performance compared to your average, right? So it's one of my favorite things to do within the Trax platform.
So, one of the key things that we can go back and we analyze monthly sales, right? Or
Yes.
weekly sales. There's so many ways that the number that
Mm-hmm.
we're always tracking, I think, or that customer, everybody defaults to, is how much money am I making?
Yep.
And this is helping you see not just how much money you're making, but it is exposing the opportunities that you're losing every day,
Yep.
right? And gives you a chance to improve. And that's what ultimately, I'm a huge fan of having that baseline. Our goal is I need to know what I'm working with or I can't improve it.
Mm-hmm.
And this gives
Absolutely.
1,000 different ways. I hate to fast forward if you were going to show, but one of the reports, like the employee report.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, I'm going to show you one that I find to be one of the most impactful employee reports that we offer, and that is our performance letters. These are sent to the salespeople on a daily, weekly basis, however you'd like them to be sent out. And it gives them an actual view of their own performance. Like, where do they stand? So I can see here for Emily, as of June 24th, she's had 371 opportunities, 78 sales, conversion ratio of 21%, 4% above the average. Here's her revenue per guest, and her average sell, also letting her know where she stands compared to the average of the store or the company as a whole. We have their goals, so you can set a goal for them. So how many sales do you expect them to make each day? What revenue do you want them to hit? That's going to be tracked on their performance letter. What their volume is, what their projected month end should be based on the current volume. How many people they've spoken with, again, their conversion ratio. But one of the best ones we have is be-back tracking. So every photo can be tagged as a be-back. So you'll know exactly how many times does your sales team get somebody back into the store and actually close them. So this time, Emily gets her be-backs in. She's at 78, and she's closing them 23% of the time. Now, that might sound, great. She's getting people back in, closing them. But 23% closing ratio on a be-back, even though it's above the average in this case, is not very high. If somebody's walking back into your store to make a purchase, you should be closing them at least, I don't want to say double your normal closing ratio, but it is very, very close to that, right? You don't want people coming back into your store and leaving empty-handed, because chances are they're walking somewhere else as well. And if you don't close them, they're going to. From there, we have our average sell and even her average time spent per customer. This is a powerful one for coaching. If you find out they're not spending enough time with their customers, or on the opposite side, spending too much time and not asking for the close, that's a great coaching opportunity. Then finally on this letter, we have coaching tips. Basically, our system takes all the information we know about this salesperson, whether they're great at closing, great at adding ticket value, we analyze it and we give them suggestions for improvement. So in this case, I'll read just one of them. Emily, your strong conversion and be-back rates show you're great at connecting. To boost your average sell value in RPG, try consistently suggesting a high value complementary item with every purchase. And it says, many customers buying that shirt also love our premium leather belt. So you're giving the ability or giving them information that maybe they didn't even think about. Like, man, I just sold this awesome mattress. I'm going to get a great commission check from it. But what if you can coach them, say, hey, what if you add the premium pillows to it, the premium comforter, whatever it might be? It is a fantastic way to help your team improve without you doing any extra work. So the one thing I'll caveat on here is our goal is not to add work to your table. Like, you're already busy, you're running a store, you're running multiple stores. We want to give you the information you need to streamline management, to save you a ton of time, and also make you feel confident that your store is being run the way it should be. I just had a person reach out to me, the owner of Volusia Mattress in Florida, literally said he could not believe what he was seeing. Like, it was absolutely insane that before he didn't have any visuals into his store, and his team consistently told him they did not have customer traffic. Now look at it. You can see into your store, you can see everyone coming in, and it's an absolute game changer. The reporting we provide makes it easier than ever to identify problems before they become too big of an issue. But that's the track system.
I was gonna say, I'm a believer. We've already signed on, so we've got the track system in our store. Gonna have it in the other store. Hopefully maybe this week shipped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we'll have it up in both stores. I mean, the data is phenomenal, right? That's the best. I mean, the data is incredible. Ultimately, though, why should any store owner, let's just say they have one store, they're doing 750,000 a year. Why should they sign up?
I mean, stop guessing and start managing with real data is as simple as it gets, right? You may be tracking it with your hand, but just having accurate data over time is the only way, even if you're the only person in your store, to hold yourself accountable and your store accountable for performance. Accountability is the only thing that drives growth. Nothing else does. So.
No, I talk to people all the time, and I know one of my friends was going to say, "Oh, Steve, you're probably talking about me." He says, "I just know. I just know." And always in the back of my head, I always think, bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not even hand tracking, right? So I encourage people, like, at least hand track. That'll give you within a margin of error, right?
Yep.
Yep. But how do you know if anything is working if the only number you're measuring is the output, right? Mm-hmm. If you're just measuring how much I'm doing in sales and you're not measuring all the other things, right? You got to measure. You certainly measure how much money you spend on marketing, right? You certainly do. So why wouldn't you take the time to validate how much money you're spending on marketing and see if it actually makes a difference?
Yeah.
People always say, we can't track marketing, right? It's the most difficult thing in the world to do is to track advertising. This is the key.
Exactly.
The best way to track advertising is to track how many times the damn door swings.
Yep. Exactly. And give the data to your marketing teams, whether it's in-house or a third-party team. You give them this information and you're going to watch their work completely change. Because no longer are they just spending your money and just saying, hey, yeah, we got customers. It's not our fault you're not closing people. And what happens if you're not getting customers, right? What if you just spent $20,000 on a campaign and you didn't see an increase in footfall? You show them that information with actual visual proof of every customer. There's no denying it. They're going to do everything they can to fix that situation. Make goods, discounts.
To be fair, I think systems like I think systems like this scare the shit out of marketing companies.
Oh yeah,
I mean, and it
definitely.
should, right? Like
Hmm.
it should, because it's the store owner's way of holding them accountable, also holding yourself accountable, right? Like, I mean,
Hmm.
for me, um, I'm not in the store every day anymore, so it's really nice for me to get a picture. I can jump on my phone and say, all right, how many customers did we get today? I don't have to call the store anymore. I don't
Hmm.
have to wait till they close out the credit card sales or jump on the POS. I can actually look and be like, I can call and say, hey, I mean, and I do this because my kid works in one of my stores. Why didn't you close that guy?
Yeah.
Why didn't you close that guy? Tell me the
Yeah.
story on that guy, right?
Hmm.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, it's a great
So your
tool
son
for
loves
store
that.
owners. Um, Trying to see if we're getting any comments. No, nobody tuned in to watch us.
Well,
Idiots.
let them get this last report. So when they watch the replay, one of the most misunderstood concepts about retail is like, hey, I need more customers to get increase my business. But you do not need to. You don't need more customers. You need to capitalize upon the customers you already have. And I just want to show you one report here. Is my screen sharing, Steve?
Let me jump to it.
Perfect. I want to show you an example here. Again, this is demo data. Clearly, the traffic isn't representing a single mattress store. But I just want to show you they're doing 16.6% in conversion. All this report is saying, hey, what if you go up 3 points to 19.6? Moving just that 3% is an additional $16.7 thousand a month, or an annual increase of $200,000 from 3 points. So don't be blinded that you need to implement something and you need to double your conversion. No, you need to just marginally improve your conversion ratio, close a few additional people every single day, and you're going to see a massive return on our platform. It is it really is that simple, right? You capitalize, you hold people accountable, you close a few additional sales a week, and the return is there, and it's a massive return. And that's a 3 point increase. If we play with the calculator underneath it, which all clients have access to, and let's say instead of a three, like, oh man, no way, I'm only getting a three. I'm going to go to a 30% closing ratio, right? Well, you just added $907,000 in sales to your store. So it shows you how ridiculous it can compound by just focusing on the clients you already work with instead of trying to drive additional opportunities to the store, right?
And the main number to that, right? The number that really matters is how many people walk through the door,
Mm-hmm.
right? Again, because we can talk about increasing conversion ratio, but if you don't have the basic number, that's a
Yep.
solid number that you can rely on being accurate,
Mm-hmm.
which this system does, right?
Yep.
You cannot rely on that basic number of knowing how many people actually walk through your damn door.
Mm-hmm.
You can change whatever your targets are, you can change whatever your goals are,
Yep.
and it's going to be irrelevant because you don't have the primary number that matters, and that's how many people walk through the damn door. And I'll
Exactly.
tell you, so we went from 38% in December. After looking at it, I was like, holy shit, right? I sat down my guys and I said, dude, I mean, we were fortunate. It was still a great, like, financially, right? It's one of those things that's easy to overlook because you're like, I mean, we still did really good, right? We still had our best December ever, and we had our best December ever with our shittiest closing rate that I've ever seen,
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Yep.
So I was like, I sat down with my guys. And I'm like, on one hand, you guys did really good, but what the hell happened? I've never had a
Exactly.
closing rate like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized it was how we were taking in the data, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yep.
now we can change, and that's what we focused on in the next month, right? Is okay, like we're going to change some things. And then, I mean, now we're consistently, 45 to 50. But
Yeah,
we're not where we were in the 60 to 70 because that
exactly.
number was never a real number.
What a funny thing to say though, because I have every single day I talk to retailers. I'm like, I have an 80% closing ratio. I really don't need you. I'm like, all right. They move forward anyways for whatever reason. And I show them that they're at like 38%. And I'm like, all right, now set your conversion ratio in the calculator to 80%. Let's see what you should have been making if you were actually closing 80% of your business and they're adding, $5 million a year to their company. It just
You
shows them
know,
how
Anybody
crazy
that
that is.
tells me
But
they have an 80% close rate, I will call bullshit. Put the
oh yeah.
system in. I'll bet you $100. If you got an
Mhm.
80% close rate today, put the
Mhm.
system in, and I'll bet you $100 you don't have an 80% close rate, unless you're giving shit
Okay.
away for free, right? I
Yep.
mean, because 80% is, I would put $100 on it. I got enough money. I'll put $100 on it.
I love it, man. Yeah, no, I laugh all the time. You get that number, and you're like, yeah, sure. Well, let's find out.
And
So,
with that, we hit our 30 minutes, which is
yep.
really great for. So tell us about the Midas special. So the deal that you can get working with Midas.
Yeah, absolutely. So we love this relationship, this partnership, and we want to get everyone in this group the best possible deal. So you come to our landing page. Now you're going to get our equipment for $699. It's one device, covers your entrance. That's all you need. And then our monthly service, instead of $150 a month, is now $99 a month. So
So you're
simple, easy, no contract, and
saving
you're good to
over
go.
$300 off the equipment,
Hmm.
and you're saving 30% off your, or better, a third off your
Yep.
monthly membership for $100.
Exactly.
Granted, let's get over the 699 initial investment. You're going to recover that for $100. This is gold.
Hmm.
The detail into your business analysis that, let's say you already have those numbers. Let's say you're coming up with them. I just look at it as I'm using this. I mean, I've been using another system that hasn't been accurate for me, right? So I still have to go in and monthly verify all of
Hmm.
the numbers. Payroll takes me 3 times longer. So we get an accurate system that shows us exactly what we're working with the number of customers that they've seen, the conversion ratios, their average ticket, all of that is going to save me a few hours a month, and payroll time pays for itself.
Yep.
Just
Exactly.
there, just there. That's without using the data for anything else, right? It's
Hmm.
just saving me time and how I process my payroll.
I love it. Absolutely.
Sign up or be stupid. Now,
That's the guy. Love
I
it.
mean, that's the most honest answer you're gonna like. To be fair, you got to track some way, shape, or form. This is
Yep.
clearly the best deal on the market, most detailed information you're gonna get. And I know because I tried the competitor, and I got nothing against them, right? Like, I mean, the system
Hmm.
worked for me too. Um, I'm just a huge fan of having a system, and then if you're gonna have this system, have the best system you can, the one that saves you the most time, the one that makes your job the easiest it possibly can. So you can actually spend your time implementing the data.
Exactly. Data that's actionable. That's what we provide at TraxSales, and we look forward to working with everyone in this group.